Deep down, you want to have one, two, three kids, or even more, but you don't want to give up your body. You've worked so hard up until this point to have your fitness, your healthy lifestyle, and the physique that you've worked for. And then you want to have kids. Even while you're doing all the workouts and you are loving your body, or maybe you're not, maybe you haven't gotten to that point yet, but you're still working really hard. And maybe you're working toward an aesthetic goal. Maybe you're just working to maintain a really good relationship with your health and wellness journey. And you just want to be the fittest person that you know. If that's you and you know you want to have these kids, but you're so scared about how that's going to impact your body, you need to hear this message. This message I'm going to give you is from personal experience. My name is Dr. Allison Felt. I own a pelvic floor physical therapy clinic. And what I want you to know is I was you. I was this girl that was training for a bodybuilding competition, who was running marathons, running half marathons, and completely prescribed to my fitness routines. After I finished playing college hockey, I went all in on other aspects of my fitness journey because I love fitness, I love working out, and I love my body. And I did not want to give it up. I specifically remember this conversation I had with a friend. We were running around Green Lake, and I said to her, I was like, I want to have babies so bad, but I can't even fathom giving up my body, giving up my physique. I wasn't even happy with my body at the time, yet I so badly wanted to have these babies. So I was manifesting and creating my future while I was talking to her. And she was like, you might just have to give up your body for a little bit. I did not want to hear that at the time. But sure enough, I went through my first pregnancy and maintained my fitness, then had my baby, and then had a second baby, and my fitness never got back on track after that second baby. I started this business that's Body Motion Physical Therapy, the company of it. We have two locations. And after I started Body Motion, I couldn't get my fitness back because I was in the thick of it with two kids under two. I was starting this business and there was so much stress, worrying about buying groceries, worrying about creating an income for myself, worrying about keeping these humans alive. There was so much stress, if I can say it again. But the one thing that fell off was my ability to take care of myself. So I did lose my physique. I did lose my body. I lost everything that I defined myself as previously. And I had to work to get it back. And I've always been a pelvic floor physical therapist since before I even had children. And so I actually knew that I had a pelvic organ prolapse before I had my babies. And it got so much worse during my pregnancy and postpartum journeys. During the delivery process, I pushed for a very, very long time with lots and lots of straining and lots of breath holding. When I was doing the breath holding and doing the straining, that created such injury and worsening of my pelvic organ prolapse that it was just really hard afterwards to get back to running, to get back to the fitness that I enjoyed and knew, to get back to weightlifting safely. Now, did I do it anyways? Yeah. My first time, I came back at 4 weeks running and I wanted to convince myself that it felt good. All I was trying to do was get my body back. That's all I was trying to do. There was nothing that felt good about that process. Second time around, I had already started this business. I knew better than to not just rush back into training. So I decided to go back into more of like a CrossFit training style. And that did not go well. Even at 6 months, when I started adding in plyometrics, my body was not ready for that. I consider myself, I was an athlete. And at 6 months, my body wasn't ready to go back to that level of fitness. And therefore, that worsened my prolapse, that worsened my joints, that worsened my patterns. Yet again, all I wanted was for my body to return back to its function. Now, I went on to have a third pregnancy and I went on to gain about a little over 100 pounds throughout those 10-year span. And from starting to have kids to having kids. And at the start of the journey, all I wanted was to not lose my body. That's probably what most of you want. I want to not lose my body. How do I not lose my body? Well, I didn't lose the actual fitness part of it. Even when I gained 100 pounds, I still worked out, I still exercised, and I still tried to take care of myself, but it wasn't enough. And I didn't invest in myself enough. Since 2.5 years after having my third, and she is now three, I have put in the time and self love to get my fitness back and just feel good in my own skin. And I've done it without drugs and quick fixes on the market. I haven't gone that route. Why haven't I gone that route? It's not because I'm better than anyone else or anything like that. It's because I know what to do. I know how to take care of my fitness. I know how to take care of my nutrition, and I know how to have discipline, and I know how to have motivation. And when I don't have motivation, I know to fall back on the discipline. And that's what it took to really get my body back to what I wanted it to be. And it's a little over 80 pounds lost on that journey. Do I have 20 more to go to get back to like the original? Whatever. That's not even the goal. The goal is to feel good in my own skin. The goal is to be super, super strong as I prepare for menopause. The goal is to not lose any bone density or any muscle and hopefully gain both because I want this menopause journey to be incredible. The goal is to keep my joints pain free. The goal is to be able to like look after grandchildren and not be suffering and have downtime with getting joint replacements or bladder surgeries. Now I still have this prolapse, but it's epically much better. And the reason it's much better is because I have had pelvic floor physical therapy the entire process of having my third child, all the way postpartum to now just being on maintenance care as I go through my fitness journey. It is absolutely epic as I develop my muscles and strengthening that my core stay balanced. And that balance of the core allows me to take the strain off my joints. So my joints feel extremely good. And so I can push myself in different workouts and different lifting avenues and be able to really stay on track with my workouts without getting injured. That's a problem that a lot of moms have after they have kids. They just constantly get injured. They don't know what they can do. They don't feel like any exercise is safe because they're always getting injured. And a lot of that is because their body is still so out of balance after having kids. So I tell you all of this because this is why I created the Body Motion Birth Preparation Protocol. The Body Motion Birth Preparation Protocol I developed over a span of 10 years. And then I put it to the test with my third child. While I was pregnant with my third child, I was able to really put to the test the Body Motion Birth Prep Protocol that I had already been doing for other women throughout their pregnancies for many years. And so then to put it all together for my own self, go through the pregnancy with very minimal pain, even though I was 100 and plus pounds heavier than I was with my first pregnancy. It didn't matter. The weight didn't matter. I could still be pain free. And that's what I want you to know. Like, you don't have to suffer with pain and aches, and you don't have to blame your weight because you're having these aches and pains. You deserve to feel pain free regardless of your size. And you can have that during a pregnancy. In fact, you should, because the more pain free we can get you during your pregnancy, the less compensations that you'll have, the more dynamic and happy your pelvic floor will be. The more pain you're having, the tighter your pelvic floor is going to be. Really, really hard for a baby to get out of there. The more dynamic your pelvic floor is and the less pain you have, the easier it is for the baby to get out. And so that is all about what the body motion birth prep protocol is. It's creating a dynamic environment so that your pelvic floor can move with much more ease and get baby out, and in turn help you have a super great pregnancy where you're not having aches and pains. Now, this is all really great, but really the birth stories at the end of this are my favorite part. People breathe their baby out in just a couple breaths without pushing at all. Or if they end up having to do some volitional pushing, it's usually just a couple times, usually under 30 minutes, with minimal to no tearing at all. That is the epic result of the body motion birth preparation protocol. And why is it so epic? And why does everyone deserve this? Because you heal so much faster. So if you want your body to get back to that normal function and be it's get your body back, right? It's so taboo to even say that because our bodies are different now after we have babies. But like if you're like me and you secretly just wanted to not sacrifice your body and you were so worried about losing your physique, losing your aesthetic, losing your fitness, losing your strength, the magic is in having the body motion birth prep protocol during your pregnancy because that is where all the good stuff starts to happen. That is where we can really prevent the end game result of you having injury and you having tearing and you having prolapse that then takes years and years to recover. And then if you're taking years and years to recover, a lot of times, you're not able to jump back into your fitness and wellness routine. You might not feel as good about yourself. You might have low energy because you can't move as much. And it's hard. And so the best thing you can do for your future self is invest in yourself now. So if you're pregnant and watching this, people fly from across the world to come to our clinic in Edmonds, Washington. We also have a location in Poulsbo, Washington, and we do a lot of intensive where people will fly in and they come for a week of care, multiple hours a day, and we get them feeling really good in their own skin and ready for the delivery of their dreams, but also getting them so they can live the rest of their pregnancy pain free. I'm Dr. Allison Felt. I hope you gained something from this information and this knowledge I am giving you today. If you are pregnant, please like and subscribe and share with your friends. We have tons of content on our channel teaching you how to move your body during your pregnancy, how to prep your body for birth, and how to recover after you've had kids. So I hope you found this information valuable. Thank you so much for being here today. Talk to you soon.